Hello, it's John from Oak Junction. Welcome to the latest video, Winter Update 2024. Well, it's been a quite eventful first few months of the new year. First of all, we've had the sad news of Hatton's Model Railways closing the doors for the final time and wound down the business. They're going to be a big miss. I have dealt with Hattons over the years since I've been doing this layout for the last 15 years. Some of my locos are purchased from Hattons and rolling stock, and the buildings on the layout come from Hattons as well, and other bits and pieces, and they were a good company to deal with, and at times I've done some good bargains. I think the best bargain I ever bought was my can't think of it now. Lord Nelson TTS twin track, or TTS twin track sound, and that was retailing about 100, I think it's £160, something silly like that. And so I obviously purchased in my drawer beside me here. So they've done some really good bargains and deals over the years. So they will be sorely missed. But we know some of the members of Hattons have found other jobs elsewhere in the industry of model railways, so that's good to hear. So positives, obviously we had releases from Hornby, our new catalogue, and locos they'll be bringing out this year, so that's exciting times there. And obviously Barkman as well, of our new releases, and we mustn't forget Curascal and Dapple and other companies who are doing releases this year. So there's quite a few interesting ones. Another one I'll be thinking about purchasing this year be the new banana vans, especially for my harbour scene. I think that will work quite well, so I'll be purchasing some of them this year. Obviously, start of new year, we've had some shows already dotted around the UK, already happened and been and gone. We think of the Festival of Model Railways, or Festival of Railway Modelling in Doncaster at the racecourse, that's been and gone. You had Model Rail in Scotland, that's been and gone. And 2 weeks today we have the Festival of Railway Modelling in London at Alexandra Palace on the 16th of March. That's the one I'll be attending. So if you see my ugly mug there at the show, please come and say hello and have a chat. And I'll be there with Malcolm. So we're getting some bits and pieces for the layout. I've already started to do a shopping list of the stuff we need to do, what we need for the layout to progress, like a new Pico turntable, and just small bits and pieces like dropper wires to do finishing off doing the dropper wires on this part of the layout here, and obviously the one in my garage what I sort of mothballed for the last year or two, so I get that back on track and get that up and running in the summer months. That'd be good. So looking forward to that. So yeah, so please come, if you see us, come and say hello. And we'll be modelling these, as you probably notice, our new t-shirts or polo shirts with the brand Oak Junction, so it should be easy to spot us. So so please come. So we'll talk about what you got on the go, what projects, and your love for the hobby. So it'd be nice to see there at Alexandra Palace. I'd like to say also thank you for the new subscribers. Once again, there's been an influx of ones joining and subscribing to the channel, so thank you once again. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your wonderful comments you leave too. And even if some are a bit critical, but I'm appreciative of them critical comments as well, so don't be afraid to leave comments. And I have set up now a email address. I think it's highoakjunction@gmail.com, but I'll put it at the end of the video where you can email me directly and I'll read your emails. I can respond if you don't want people to read your comments on the channel, so you can just email directly if you see on the layout or suggestions. You know, I'm all ears, so there's something else to bear in mind. So I'd like to say thank you to Chelmsford Junction, Northumbria Model Railway, Harpick Station, and Amberley Model Railway. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I hope you enjoy the videos and the future videos what will be uploaded. Okay, so what I've been up to here at High Junction, you may ask. Well, the last video was me discussing the plans, what I got for this part of the layout here to my right and your left of the MPD and the carriage works. There's been great progress made on that, and so we'll have a look at that later. Also, we've done some changes in the track work in front of me on the main line. What's worked really well, so we've done some alterations there. Malcolm's done a bit of work on the platform, not too much because he hasn't been here much recently due to doing indoor jobs as being a decorator, so he's been working for his grandsons and another builder. So obviously he's not been up here in the loft, so he hasn't made much progress on the platforms, but hopefully soon, because he's configured the platforms a bit differently because he wants to set these up, the Pico overall roof. So he's going to put it in the bay here, so he's going to get them made up. So that'll be his next project after he's finished the platforms. So that's been going on. Also, I've had a couple of locos sound chipped since the last video. First of all, I had my Merchant Navy, the Holland America line. I had that sent away just before Christmas to Digitrains, and they've done a lovely job of it, and the sound file now sounds fantastic, and you'll get to see that later in the video. At the end, I'll just have a little running session of that so you can hear the sound and watch it go around the layout. And then in January, I had a sound decoder I bought a while ago back from Locoman Sounds of a schools class, and so Digitrains fitted that for us and have done a lovely job of that. The only thing I'm a bit annoyed about, sad to say, when I got it before I sent it away, that was sitting in the siding, and one of the coaches on the main line had derailed, so I stopped the train and leaned over to set it back on the track, and obviously when I was leaning over the board, my fleece had caught on the schools class, and as I went back, you know, it caught, snagged it, and you got it, it caught the loco and it tumbled off the edge and onto the floor. I checked it, I thought it done none damage, but when I boxed it up to take it to send it to Digitrains for the sound fitted, I noticed that the front buffer had broken off. So somewhere around in this loft is the buffer beam for my schools class. But what I'll be doing, if I can't find it, I will be looking at in Alexandra Palace if there's an old schools class. Well, not too old because I've got to fit in the latest schools, but I'll look see if there's a schools class body shell on one of the traders stands, or if there's a loco second hand, then and that's at a good price, and I'll purchase, and I can just transfer the body over onto the one that had sound chip. But apart from that, once again, that sounds lovely, and Digitrains done a fantastic job with that. And as we speak, I've got my other Southern loco, the S15, currently having sound installed on that, so hopefully that'll be done this next 2 weeks, because I'll be picking it up from Alexandra Palace from the Digitrain stand. So I look forward to getting that back and running it on the layout. And then once I've got that back, I'm going to run it about in the layout for a little while so I can hear it and give it a little run in. And then we'll be going to Yorkshire in beginning of April for a week's holiday up near Keighley. So we're staying at a place just outside Skipton, a nice little village. So looking forward to that, and spend the week up in Yorkshire looking around the Dales. And once I come back from the holiday, I'll be sending my Merchant Navy and my S15 to Neville Grove. You might have seen him on social media, YouTube and Instagram. Steve, who does the weathering from Neville Grove, he'd be weathering my locos, and he does a fantastic job, as you can see in the videos and the photos on social media of his weathering. So they'll be getting weathered. That'll be sort of slightly weathered. Obviously be soot build up on top of the boiler, and then on the seams of the side of the loco there'll be black, and there's like watermarks, and there's just the frame dirt along the bottom, so it won't be heavily weathered. But my S15 will be. I'll just put a picture up here so you can have a look. You can see that that's how I'm going to get it to look like, a nice weathered S15, and that does look really good on the layout, because like I stipulate, this layout is basically in the 60s, so things were looking a bit tired, things were looking run down, grimy, dirty, so that would be a good looking freight train. Also do use it for passenger work, but that's what will be done. So that's about it. So what we'll do now then, we'll have a look to see what's been done at Oak Junction. So here we are, we're now at the MPD area of Oak Junction. The track is now slightly pinned down, some of it's not pinned down, as you can see. It's just got in situ, because obviously I just wanted to make sure that it runs smoothly and the operational part of that layout is working fine. I just had found some little tweaks I need to work on the track work of this area. First of all, I need to do this part track here. I'm going to put a little siding in here, a left hand point, so it means this diesel here can sort of running up here, and to get the other loco out, he can just come up the side and the head shunt sit there, let the other one come forward, and he can just drop back into the depot. The next piece of track work I'm going to change will be here. You can see I've got a piece of track there, and I'm going to create another road for the fueling points. So I'll put a nice right hand medium point in there, and we can drop 2 locos inside this piece of track, because I can move this over, because this is flexi. And I've got my little, as you can see here, my little track gauge here. So the bottom one is what we usually set it at, and the top one is the set track, and the set track gap is probably here, so I can shift this over to create this road here for the fueling point. And I might change this point here into a slow right curve point, but we'll wait and see on that. So just a couple of tweaks I need to make on this part of the layout, but apart from that, I'm really happy how it's turned out and the progress we made with that. The other area we mentioned in that video, previous video, was the carriage shed, and here we are, we've got it, it's all made up. It's the wheels ratio kit. What I've done, I used 2 paints on here, both rail match paints in aerosol. I've got the BR cream and then the BR crimson. So I used the crimson for the woodwork and the girder frame inside on for the roof and the guttering and the downpipes, and then just the cream for the wood cladding around the building. So what I've done, I've weathered it to make it run down, dirty, grimy, neglected as it would be in the 60s. So the roof is starting to rust, as you can see. So I need a bit more darker rust on there, and the cladding I just used sleeper grime paints and just wipe the excess off to make it look dirty and then a bit shabby looking. I get a paint from Ammo's, it's called I think it's called slime green. I think it gives like an algae effect, so I'm going to put it down here in the bottoms of the cladding, and especially around the wood supports where the water runs out, you get the splash and they'll be always damp, so you get moss and algae growing. And I'll have some at the back here, excuse my finger, if you just zoom in there, you see you've got the broken gutter there hanging there as it would be, neglected. So where that's dropped down, I'm going to put algae streaks down there as the water, it's always damp, so that'll be done. So I'll be just tweaking that part of the building. So I'm really pleased how it's turned out, and it's to give another feature of the layout that's turned out. So next on with track work here, and we've got the sidings here. So this siding here we can use for the coaching stock, but at the same time we've got a siding here so you can use it as a run round when you're moving box vans around. You've got a slight little head shunt here. I'm going to have another head shunt here because I'll put another point in here to create another siding to match parallel with this one, so it gives me 3 sidings here and a head shunt up there. And so all I need to get is like another slow left hand point in here, or just a straight left-hand medium point, and that gives me more storage area. It is a nice part of the layout for shunting. If I have an overall view of the trackway, you can see what I mean. You can sort of go around, run round, and move little coach wagons around. Because at the time, I probably do them, usually they've moved them in triples. You call them triple sets or triples on sort of the on the model railway world, where they move shunting around, or even in real life, they're shunting stuff around. Whilst I haven't got the space to do that because I'm limited in space, so I have to probably do it in twos on some stuff. Like here, I could get 2 wagons in there, and same with this area here too. So that's how it just had to be on my operational of the layout. So, but I'm really pleased how it's coming on. As you can see here, I've got a piece of grass growing on them sleepers. This is a piece of track I took from another part of the layout, so I want to get that effect here on the rest of the track here, because that'd be like sort of run down, neglected. So that'll be the next stage once I've done all the track work and I'm happy with it, and we've tried it a few times in the operational. Then that'll be all fully pinned down, sprayed, and with sleeper grime, and then that'll be doing a decoration of the rundown area. And then finally we'll move on to the station area. This is the main station area of Oak Junction. Now, what's changed, you may think? Well, I'll tell you what's changed. We've created an extra track in the station through area, because now, before it used to be a stopping train, the up line and the down line, and here was the platform. But what we've done now, we've put a crossing point here, so that means you can have 2 through trains, and this one be a stopping train passenger, and this side here is a stopping passenger. So what we've done, we put a crossover here, and then we put a slow right hand point there, so it means it can come round over the crossover, because originally there's a point here, but it's just a left hand point where they come off the main line. Well, it's there actually, so this was non-existent. So this is the point here, and then that used to come round up here for the bay. So we've altered things around to create this extra piece of track. So it's nice now, so we can have an express train, a freight train that can run through while you got 2 stopping passenger trains. And also with the bay platform here, we've got 3 tracks in there now, so you can use the center one as a storage for stock waiting to be used. This side goes onto the branch, and this side can go onto the branch. As we can see, it can go also onto the main line. So you've got plenty of options. So you can stay on here, go onto the main line, down, over, and drop down, or you can come in and go up here, up, cross over, and you go around onto the branch. So that's all been done really, and Malcolm's just made a slight bit of progress on the platforms. He's just finishing the edging strips on here, so everything he's got left to do is that bottom corner where that margarine tub is, the wood in there. So that's be where the cross bit is, the bay, and that's where the station building will be. And then he'll, like I said, he'll put the canopies over this part of the layout. So he's going to have like a wall building on here. That's why I put this piece of wood on there, so to build the wall up for the canopies to go over. So all being well, that should work nicely. And that's about it. So what we'll do now to conclude this video, we'll just show some running footage of my merchant navy and my school's class with sound, and then we'll just finish off with some shunting moves on this part of the layout. So once again, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Please like the channel, leave any comments, and as always, stay safe, keep well, and most importantly, keep modern. Catch you in the next video.